Hello everyone, welcome back to Magic the Gathering Arena, playing more Premier Draft, my second Premier Draft Outlaws with Thunder Junction. What is this? 3 mana, so 5 mana to reanimate. Oh yeah, I saw this before. Like, reanimates non-creatures more cheaply, but it's like a 2 mana. Okay, it's a 2 mana 2/2 that tries. To let you recast spells, and he joins up. I mean, I'm not going to first pick a 3-color card. Nimble Brigand's okay. This Town Ain't Big Enough's okay. I'm not a big fan of this pack. I might take the land. Archmage is new. I mean, it's a 2 mana 2/2 that can do some cool stuff. I guess that's a good enough take. If you have control of the board, this lets you convert it into, like, winning the game. Siphon Insight. Oh. 2 mana. Yeah, I mean, right. I remember this, sort of. Fierce Retribution. I think I want the Arid Archway. This card is very good. It is a strong land. And, I mean, nothing else. Oh, no, hang on. This card is nuts. Right? It's like a 2 mana 5/5? You know, sometimes. Or around there. Yeah. I mean, Archway is... It's a little bit like a land that draws you a card. It doesn't really. But, like, it kind of does. And also it surveils. If you can have a desert. And if you care about crimes, it helps you commit more crimes. It's just unbelievable. Canyon Crab, is this good? I think it's supposed to be okay, right? Oh, Repulse is pretty strong, I think. What does Drassim think of these cards? Says Repulse is okay. What was the other one I was thinking about? Crab. Says is not that great. I'll take the Repulse. I don't think anything here is a strong signal that some other color is open. Prairie Dog, 2 mana 2/2 lifelink. Yeah. The green cards here are all pretty decent. I think I want the Armadillo. 6 mana for a 7/7 that's like a real problem for your opponent. And it's also like a land cycler of a sort. So it's just nice and flexible. You can do 2 reasonably good things with it. Snakeskin Veil's maybe okay. Lone Shark's okay. I think this Cactus Folk Sure Shot is supposed to be good. But I'm not dying to get married to red yet. Like, I haven't seen a bunch of red that makes me say, oh boy, we gotta get into red. I mean, Snakeskin Veil is okay. The Hexproof trick. I think I'd rather just take that rather than speculate on red when I'm sort of in blue-green already. I'll take the Snakeskin Veil. Yeah, blue is tough to come by, huh? Maybe it's green-black. What are they? Bandits Hall? 3 mana. We commit a crime, put a loot. Yeah, no thanks. So let's grab the Badlands Revival then. I mean, Tumbleweed Rising is very good on like turn 9. Before that, it's not very good. And I haven't had a lot of games go to turn 9, so... Oh, I love Intimidation Campaign. I don't think it's the right pick, though, when, like, green seems to be the right color to be in. I think it's one of these. Probably just the 2-mana 2/2. Early board presence is relevant. Now I get offered the Cactarantula again. Yeah, I don't know what my other color is. I haven't figured that out yet. Green seems to be one of them. I think this guy is just okay. He's nothing special. I'd rather have the gold pan. Or even maybe the land? Because even if I'm... Yeah, I think the land. Even if I'm not in green-black after all, it would be nice to splash Badlands Revival, I think. So let's just grab a land, make splashing easier. I mean, we have a lot of giant spells already. I think I should just take the Lively Dirge. The Tumbleweed Wield, I guess it's okay. Oh, this is the other Tumbleweed card. Yeah, I like that one better. Greatest power among creatures you control. Yeah, you can have the red cards, dude. What is this? Collective Defiance is a no thanks. Throw from the Saddle is just totally fine. Pretty solid removal for green. It's a good thing because there's nothing else in this pack I want. Yeah. Still not really sure about black versus blue versus, like, is it possible I could wind up in another color? Maybe. But I just haven't seen many signs. Yeah, I mean, you could, no. You have to take removal over Conduit Pylons, surely. What the hell is this? Oh, this is, like, from the weird other set that's not this one. I don't know, it's confusing. Tap, choose a color for each color among monocolored. So it's a land that if you have like 3 or more colors. Okay, well, I'm going to take this guy. If you have 3 or more colors among permanents you control, it's a land that could tap for 2. Sort of. Yeah, I mean, a second Burrow Fiend is great. Right now I'm on, what, 2 blue cards and 2 black cards? So, I mean, my black cards are better than the blue ones, I think. And I have the land to fix for them. But, like, I don't know, either one could be okay. I don't know, though, just, like, giant green creatures and then Badlands Revival to play them over and over seems kind of like a cool thing to do. Oh, back for more. Yummy. Okay. Yeah, definitely the best card here. Well, best for my deck. I think the best in general, but maybe like Crown could be better for some decks. I mean, obviously, red-blue decks, for example. But I think this is the best card of any, like, if you were to pack one, pick one looking at that, I think Back for More is the pick. But I'm not sure of that. I am sure it's best for the deck we have at the moment. How come it's telling me everything in my deck costs 2? I guess I took a lot of that stuff, huh? Okay, so I think the blue is probably no longer a thing. Imp's Mischief. No thanks. Rise of the Varmints. I believe this is considered a good spell. Throw from the Saddle, also good, but... I mean, we don't have a ton of mounts, right? Is that a type that's tracked for us? Yeah, we have 2 mounts. The Stubborn Burrow Fiends. I think I just, like, this is a way to dump a ton of creatures on the field. Map the Frontier. 4 mana to ramp. Okay. Or second Throw from the Saddle. Giant Beaver. Just like a 2 mana Dork is even playable here. But I already have plenty of 2 mana lame stuff. I kind of like 4 mana, find 2 lands to get all these 6s into play, but I think a 4 mana 4/4 is just better, right? Just try to develop a bunch of big creatures on some kind of a curve and draw into enough lands naturally. You don't have to necessarily go out of your way for them. Oh, Vault Plunderer is great. This is a great sign for black. That's still there, pick 5. Because I was still sort of on the fence about black. Like, it looks like I'm playing it, and I probably will be, but this makes me feel a lot better about it. Trail at the Vault's good. Locomotive. I think this card is not that good. It seems like it should be, but I have heard. I mean, I listen to Lords of Limited to feed me information about what good players think, and I have heard that this card, although it looked like it was going to be good, turned out to not be that good. And I played it in a practice draft, and it wasn't very good. So I'm just going to keep a big removal spell instead. They made Spinning Wheel Kick an instant. This, of course, isn't actually Spinning Wheel Kick, right? It's Spinning Wheel Kick with X's too, but they made that an instant. Patient Naturalist is a great card. And Ambush Gigapede is just fine. I'll take the great card. I mean, you know, it's great for a common. It's not one of the mythics in the set or something. Desecrator, I don't really have much to activate that. Bandit's Hall, nor that. I'll just take the Surveil land. Another Beaver or a Rooftop Assassin? I think I'm more into Beaver shenanigans. Like, just give me a 4/4 Vigilant instead of a 2/2 Flash Flyer, please. I just want to click attack all and not think anymore. Terrible, yeah. I mean, I don't want 2 Tumbleweed Risings, but it's certainly the pick from that pack. Oh, wow, Throw from the Saddle Wield. That's a surprise. I thought it's pretty good, right? Well, I guess it's not a huge surprise because green appears to be wide open. I actually don't know which of these to take. I'll take the creature. A 2 mana 3/3 that can attack sometimes. Oh my god, my 3rd Tumbleweed Rising. Railway Brawler, Nutso card. We're taking it. What else is in the pack? The Possum is fine. These cards are whatever. They're fine. But no, we want the Brawler. Very, very powerful mythic creature. If you cast it and they remove it, it's like, oh, that's sad. But, you know, at least it traded. But if you, like, way better is to plot it and then next turn play it and play another creature on the same turn so that they, like, have to have instant speed removal right then. Oh, Rutstein is great. I'm not taking a Mindslaver, am I? No, not when Rutstein is on offer. How good does it think Mindslaver is, anyway? Actually says it's great? Really? It's just so expensive. The one time someone cast a Mindslaver against me in the last draft, they conceded the next turn because I just had too much stuff. Well, they were at 3. And they couldn't activate it before they died. What is this? A 4 mana 6/5 with trample that can flash? And also, it ramps you when it dies? Hello? I'll take it. I would sort of hope, well, I mean, the card I think I could realistically wheel would be Dance of the Tumbleweeds. I have only 2 deserts. But it's still great, even if you can't flash it in. Although if you can't, like, flash it in and block with it is disgusting. I'm taking an off-color crime land. I do not need another bristleback sentry. I do not need any of this shit. Another desert could be nice. Okay, let's cut like 2 of these Tumbleweed Risings. The rest of this seems pretty reasonable. Contractor. I don't really have any, like, disposable creatures. I don't really want this, like... Well, Tornado isn't bad, actually. But I think I just want, like, a Naturalist. More creatures that make sure I hit my land drops. I don't know. Out of curiosity, how good does it think Tornado is? Terrible. Good. I mean, it has cycling, which is why, like, any card with cycling is usually fine. Gold Rush. Make a treasure. Creature gets stronger per treasure. Not so great. Rise of the Varmints again. Sure. We don't have as much self-mill as I would like. Aloe Alchemist. This is good, right? 2 mana, 3/2 trample. And also, it's like, when you plot it, it's a combat trick. Okay. I don't think I want any of this. Like, I don't mind if my creatures go to the graveyard. I have a couple of revival spells. I think just, like, Dance of the Tumbleweeds #2 to make sure I can keep hitting lands and getting creatures out there. Oh. This wield, huh? Is this good? I don't have a lot on 3, so I should probably take it. Plus it's a mount, which helps with throws from the saddle. And I don't need another Cactarantula type card. I have a lot of mounts at this point, don't I? Well, 5. I mean, a lot. Sort of. Could almost run mono green. I don't think that's a wise idea, but I'll take a pan, I guess. Jeez, okay. Green is wide open. I mean, that has been abundantly clear throughout this draft. I'm not playing mono green, but I'm mostly just splashing black, honestly. Like Plunderer, Rutstein, Badlands Rival, and back for more. Like, the Dirge is fine. I could do without the Dirge. But I don't have to, since I'm going to be running black lands. I can actually cast it if I want. I don't even know that I need the Bristlepack Sentry. Actually, let's... no, like this. How are we doing for creatures with power 4 or greater? I we have some. But... like, even at that, it's just a 2 mana 3/3, and there's a lot of good stuff in this format. We don't necessarily need that. I could cut Tumbleweed Rising. Like, yeah, it's powerful if you have the 7/7 in play, but it's not really necessary. The Varmint, I mean, it's a good card, but it's just a 2 mana 2/2 with this, like, sack ability that usually doesn't matter. I guess I don't have that many 2-drops left if I've done this. Like, Tumbleweeds you can't cast for 2. Throw from the Saddle isn't a creature. Like, you can play Gold Pan proactively. 2 Rise the Varmints I think is fine. Although... I have an awful lot of non-creatures for someone who's trying to run Rise of the Varmints, don't I? Yeah. So maybe I cut, like, Dance of the Tumbleweeds, both of them. Got plenty of good stuff going on 3. And I don't necessarily need it to help me, like, find more lands and stuff. I don't know. Two Cactarantulas is too many when I also have a Spinewoods Armadillo, I think. And we're just about there. Although I do like, I don't know, cutting these 2-drops doesn't feel good to me. "14 creature spells, yeah. That's like it feels like the bare minimum to make Rise of the Varmints playable. So maybe I cut one of those and a giant beaver as well and replace that with a 2-drop so I can curve out a little bit better. I mean, honestly... Oh yeah, keep in mind, like, the Burrow Fiend also wants me to run a bunch of creatures. Like, you don't have to go out of your way to make it good, but it's nice to aim in that direction, at least. But I'm kind of wondering if, like, Bristlepack Sentry isn't better than that Varmint, because I'm not going to be attacking much for 2, with a 2/2, rather. And this is just, like, bigger. And it blocks, and I should win the long game with, like, giant creatures. Right? So I think the Varmint is actually not all that good compared to, like, a 3/3. Weirdly. I mean, it has Vigilance, I guess. I'm gonna just run this. That's my opinion. Yeah. I don't think I can bear to cut any more non-creatures, even though, like, I probably should. Is there any way I could put the other Rise of the Varmints back in? I guess that's a question to ask. Or, like, some of these Dance of the Tumbleweeds. I think with 2 Patient Naturalists, I don't necessarily need Dance of the Tumbleweeds. I can cut Goldpan. I'm not sure what it's doing in this deck. But I don't know. It's just fine. It makes a treasure, which ramps, but, like, I could just play this, which ramps also. And is better in the late game, because it can make, like, a 7/7. Goldpan is better in the early game, because it can make your early game creatures more relevant, but not by very much. Okay. Maybe I'll do that. Oh, let me check my dailies before I forget. Make sure we get maximum value out of the free money that Wizards is throwing. White and blue spells? No, get out of here. Black and green spells, that's what I'm talking about. It's bunching. Kind of like how Golem's bunching up on that rock there. Looking good, I think. Sadly, there's nothing to hit with Aloe Alchemist, but, you know, we have our colors, we have a great card or two. And we have a desert in play, which matters in case we draw that 6/7 flash guy, or 7/6 or whatever he is. Oh, and also this, that's true. So you are a 1/3. Okay. I guess I may as well just cast this then. There's no point plotting it, and this way it can attack sooner. No land, no play. We like to see that. Alright, I'll attack. If you have a combat trick, feel free to use it. Looks like they do. Quick draw. Snakeskin Veil. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay. So Rutstein is picking back up the Aloe Alchemist, presumably. Ooh. Hang on. This is a tap land. I don't want to play that right now. I want to play Rutstein holding up green. Or, and I'll make it simpler for myself. Play Rutstein and then play a forest. So I don't have to worry about auto tap. What is this? Oh, right, I could saddle it. When it becomes saddled for the first time each turn... Oh, yeah, okay, I'll self-mill, absolutely. Still just a 2/2. Okay. Oh well. So what is going on over there? Just like red-green creatures, and they haven't really hit any relevant creatures yet? And they missed a land, right? They were player 1? Because this thing's pinged me twice, which could only have happened on turns 3 and 4. So this must have been turn 4 just now. Oof, spicy stuff. Let's do this again. See if there are any creatures in there. Yeah, it's now a 3/3. I could make it a 5/6 if I plot this, but I don't want to plot it. I just want to play another one of these and a Cactarantula. And I don't want to attack with the 3/3. Okay, we're getting there. Still just one creature in the graveyard, but someday. Yeah, okay. It's kind of annoying. Hey, nice. Why is this 2 mana? Oh, it's 2 minutes exile. Right. You can't flash it in from the graveyard. Right. Okay, but I can get it back for more at some point. If I wanted. Still plenty of deck. Let's do this. Okay. And now I think I will plot you. And try to push in for a billion. Block the Trampler, huh? Interesting choice. I guess it doesn't matter. It's stopping 5 no matter which of these they block. But why not block the 6/5? Seems weird. This doesn't say only as a sorcery. So I can do this on their turn if I want. What? Why did you do that? I do have another desert in there, as I recall. It's like a pylon or something? No, I only have swamps and forests. Okay. So this would gain life. Nope, it doesn't. Okay. Oh, right, but I don't want to do that anyway, because I want it back for more, right? Yeah, of course. It's a 5/4. I have a 6/5. Let's tap Rutstein. I think I still want to keep milling. That's a 7/7. Okay, good. I don't have time to Vault Plunder, it would seem. Oh! Right. Wait, I have a 7/7. That doesn't die to a 5/4. Okay, that seems better. Okay. The fight was so explosive it blew up their face. Good. Good, good, good. Well, we sure did mill a lot. 16 cards deeper than opponent, but, you know, with a 15-card graveyard, so most of that just was in the garbage from these 2-mana mounts. They're very strong. Back for more is obviously busted. If you have any big creatures in your deck. Which, if you're green and black, you really ought to. Arthurius? Okay, I don't know. This seems fine. I have the 2-drop and a Throw from the Saddle and a Naturalist, so any land gets me sort of on the right track. And also I've got an insane 4-drop. Great. No, don't. Don't touch it. No touching. Hey, they didn't touch it. I mean, I already have 2 forests, but I have so little need for black. I'm just going to grab a 3rd forest. Like, obviously, if it were a choice between my third forest and my first swamp, I would take the swamp. But I have a swamp. That's all I need. Mystical Tether. Killing the 2/2 off. Okay. I don't believe I have a way to deal with that, right? Yeah. Okay. I don't currently control a desert. But it seems kind of interesting to play out the possum and... Oh, also, wait, what could Dirge get? Dirge could get a Railway Brawler into play. Okay, that seems pretty good. No. Mana value 4 or less. Cannot do that. Okay, don't do that. Like, there is something to be said for getting this thing out that can saddle and also hold up Snakeskin Veil. I think it makes sense. Compared to just playing a giant creature that they could kill easily if they wanted to. With some removal spell. I would feel better if I had Snakeskin Veil up while this is it. And like, getting this on the field is nice. What are you? First strike lifelink 2/2. Okay, nice. Oh, what's in my deck that I'm tutoring for with Dirge, besides Rutstein? I know he's in there. Is there anything else? The Vault Plunderer, a Giant Beaver. Okay, that's about it. Those are the kinds of cards I would be looking for here. I think we should throw this from the saddle, right? Oh, I probably should have saddled, actually. Because I could return this to hand and play it again? Yeah, I forgot what this did. I just forgot that, like, saddling was a thing I should think about, really. But I don't really want to replay this, right? I want to have Snakeskin Veil up so they can't, like, get out of this. One. Well, that's not great. This time I will saddle. Because I don't want them blocking. Yeah, lands are good, I guess. And so is milling. Gotcha. I mean, this seems pretty good right now. The whiteboard clear costs at least 6, so they're not gonna... Oh, if they play a land, I guess they could. I say at least 6 because it's a spree card. This is kind of annoying, huh? Well, they can't kill either of these if I attack, right? So I guess that's what I'm doing. It just would be nice if I could kill their thing, is all. Yeah, I mean, I don't have anything else to do. Okay. Treasure's probably better than land at this point, because I couldn't play a land anyway. The game will be over before I can play out... Before I'll feel the lack of land that this would have given me. What is this? Mounts and vehicles have hexproof on your turn. This isn't vigilant, is it? No. Okay. Rise of the Varmint's finally up to 4. That's pretty cool. So can I tutor for anything that's relevant right now? Like a Burrow Fiend, an Alchemist, but that puts it onto the battlefield, not the hand. Vault Plunderer. Ha! Make a player lose a life. Nice. Okay, I like that. Day one, making plays. This isn't something that you're going to do very often with Plunderer, right? But this is the time when it is right. 5 mana, deal 1 damage to your opponent. Yep. Very funny. Well, self-mill, kind of a thing. I mean, I don't know. Most of the self-mill didn't matter at all this game, right? It just meant they had to kill the mount. The 2-mana 2/2 Burrow Fiend or whatever. I didn't really have much other graveyard synergy than that. The Lively Dirge didn't need the self-mill because it tutored for the relevant creature first. Bloom Tartarus. Don't really know what this means or refers to. Like, I know what Bloom is. I know what Tartarus is. I don't know what Bloom Tartarus is. This looks fine. Nothing to do until 3, but pretty good stuff to do on 3. I don't really need to surveil for quite some time. I think you run this out first, right? Because then I can play a Naturalist and saddle up. Or, I suppose, you could run out Rutstein first and play both of these next turn. But, like, that's really missing out on Rutstein's return target creature card, which I think is the important thing to do. So, I still don't know if I want more lands or not, so I'm going to hang on to the Surveil land and just toss this out. Dimir. They're going to bounce this? No. But they have some instant, some interaction they decided not to use. Oh my god, this damn card. Okay, well we want to smash face, I guess, as much as possible. Play this first. Take the land. Still don't necessarily want to surveil, because I do want to get to 6 land fairly soon. I will decline this, though. I need more board pressure. What's in the graveyard? Okay, 2 creatures. Kind of cool. Not any especially big creatures. Four mana pass. God, I hate Dimir players. Unless I'm one of them, and then, like, it's pretty sick, right? This is a sorcery. Okay. It kind of makes sense to surveil here and try to get Rise the Varmints a bit bigger. The alternative play would be, like, what? Rutstein. I don't know, it just seems bad. I now know I don't want any more lands, so this is the time to surveil. And I guess if it's a creature, I want to bin that as well, right? Oh, it's so good, though. I could just cast a 6/5 next turn. And get it in the graveyard, then I can bring it back for more next turn. Sure. I didn't even realize this had plot. Okay. Well, we got some aggressive stuff going now. Like, we have a bunch of ways. We're threatening 8 damage per turn. That's important. They didn't really have to do this in response. They could have done it like during combat, but sure, doesn't matter. Either way is fine. Oh. Okay, yeah, pretty cool. Feels a little bit bad to back for more of this piece of junk, but that's what I'm doing. It's not even junk. I don't want them to drain me, so... Okay, I think we're making Intimidation Campaign a bad card. It always says you may return, but there's no reason not to. I guess, like, you could be playing some weird constructed deck that benefits from having enchantments on the field, but there would be better enchantments than this to play in that deck. What is this? There's picking the Raven back up. Oh, wow. Okay. And then playing a Crime Land? No. Okay, playing a creature that's a crime. Yes, I will do so. You should have targeted anything else. Okay, good. It's true, I would forget that text also. Okay, I mean, like, Turbo Mill, it worked. Back for More is a very strong card. I have appreciated it a great deal every time it has been in my hand. We had nothing to do on turn 2 that game, but... You know... We played powerful stuff starting on 3, and that's all you could really ask for. Yeah, this is fine. We have 2 powerful 2-drops we could play. And this is a way to find a land. As long as we find a 3rd land, this will find a 4th. A miss! Oh, we didn't find a 3rd land. That's pretty sad. I say a miss as if it was a huge surprise. Like, odds are it would be a miss, but not happy about it. Two creatures? Make it a 4/4? No. Still, 3/3 is good against their 2/1 at least. I don't know. Keeping a 2-lander is the right play, but it doesn't always work out. I mean, it's usually the right play. It's often the right play. Oh, right. It's not a 3/3. It's not blocking. I thought it was a 3/3 briefly, but... Okay, still no blocks. I'm the aggressor here. Very funny. I don't know. I might not be the aggressor anymore. My lands! Oh, I'm gonna cry. Okay, I guess I'll block the 2/1 with Snakeskin Veil as the plan. Although it does make me kind of regret, I don't know, tapping this. Maybe it would have been better to just swing with it. But I want to get creatures in the graveyard. Put a 1/1 counter on all your shit. What the hell? Oh no, man. Don't do this. Oh, I'm so dead. This game is over. Yeah, very funny. Not really good enough anymore. I mean, I probably should have put a counter on this, but I don't think it matters very much. It blocks just fine already. Except they might tap it. Oh, it puts it onto the battlefield, not tapped. I didn't realize that. But it doesn't matter, because I want a black source. Oh, I guess, technically. Yeah. Might as well have access to blue, even though there's nothing blue in my deck? No, technically what that is stupid. Oh, I'm just dead on the board, right? Okay, yeah, great. Even if they didn't have Journey to Nowhere, they just, like, could attack with everything, or tap this down and attack with 2 creatures. I have powerful spells in hand, but pretty tough to cast them with just 2 forests. Can't win them all. I still think it was right to keep. Mercurian? It's not really a word, is it? Mercurial is the adjective. Maybe a Mercurian is someone from Mercury? I guess. This is not great because I don't have any plays till 4, but the plays on 4 are quite good. And I have, like, a reasonable complement of lands, unlike some other games I could name. Oh, I only have a single forest, actually. Kind of bad for this hand. Okay, that should help. It's a 3-drop and maybe it'll find a forest. But I don't like this. Opponent is, like, curving out and hurting me. Okay, found a second forest. Great. Oh, I could plot this. I was like, why did this light up? Hopefully a 6/5 is just, like, pretty good here. And then another 6/5. No 4th land. No plays. That's suspicious. What is this about? I don't control a desert, so this does not have flash. I could plot the Rise of the Varmints, but that's insane. Let's just see what this deck full of red-black shitters does about a 6/5 trample. Attacking is bad. It just trades for one of their creatures. At best. And at worst, it, like, trades for a combat trick or something. Wait, how did this all get into the graveyard? Oh, you! Oh, yeah. This isn't such a bad play after all. I'm not, like, keen to do it right away, but okay, still no lands, still no plays. Very interesting. Like, I can make 2 2/1s, which doesn't seem all that great. Let's attack with the 6/5, see what they got. Can't be that great. But the longer we wait, the more likely they are to be able to do something good, because I'm not improving my situation vis-a-vis this combat. I could have attacked with the 2/3, but I think that just, like, does nothing productive most of the time. The skulls have been dug. Uh-oh. You have even more? Take for a ride my 2/3. Interesting. Okay. I'm getting this back, right? Yeah. They're just double checking. What? It has 6 power. How come he didn't have to kill his own creature? You can assign combat damage inefficiently if you want. You just have to like assign it left to right, doing lethal damage at least to the first creature before damaging the second. And if you want to damage the third creature, you have to deal lethal damage to the first 2. But you can spend extra damage if you want. I mean, I think it's just all attack, right? Find a desert, put on the back. Yeah, okay. I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to plot... Actually, I guess I am doing it, aren't I? I'm going to plot this and put a desert onto the field, and then I'll play this as a 12-11? Arguably, this is greedy. Like, they're so far behind, I could win by just playing this. And this gives them another turn. What the hell is Rakdos? This is scary. When you sack a creature... Okay, you can give this indestructible, but you can't deal with a 12-11, I don't think. Do I value pinging them or surveilling? I think ping's good. Oh, 8 mana, just perfect. The desert really did matter. Look at that. I get to play all this shit. Okay, nobody wants to fight a 12-11. Even Rakdos. Rakdos is really good, right? I mean, just looking at him you can tell, but yeah, Draftsim says number 15. Just above Laughing Jasper Flint, whom we had in the last draft. What is the best card in this set anyway? Oko, Thief of Crowns. That makes sense. Third best, Oko the Ringleader. Yeah. They put Oko back in this set, by the way. He's banned. He's just here for limited only, I guess. I don't really understand how all this bonus sheet stuff works in paper. Or for collecting in general. Or for constructed in general, I guess. Because in draft, I understand how it works. They put it in the pack, you're allowed to use it. I understand that wasn't quite the case with Lord of the Rings. They put stuff in there that was not limited legal, as I understand it. I'm not sure. Maybe it just wasn't constructed legal. I don't know. Oh, sorry. Opponent kept. For some reason, I thought I was still waiting for opponent. Gruul Beats. Okay, well, I have a really great set of things to do starting on turn 6. But before that, I'm a little bit floundering. Oh, I don't want to do that. Although, it would get it into the graveyard, so I'd have a 5-mana play, weirdly. I think I might actually be supposed to do that. Oh, and actually, hang on, a 3-mana play for Rutstein. Like, I can play Naturalist, but wouldn't it be even better to play Rutstein and get this back? So I have a black and 2 green. I think I'll just take the Surveil land. So I want untapped lands, but like I also want the ability to Surveil. A lot of deserts over there. Oh, these are the same land. I was confused because they were in different stacks, but that's because one of them's tapped. Boo. Well, for 4 mana, the only thing I can really do is play this and protect it with a Snakeskin Veil. The question is just which land do I want to play? I think I'm happy to Surveil now. I don't want lands. Yeah, get out of here. And I probably don't want creatures either, because then Badlands Revival like gets more targets if I put a creature in. Turns it to the battlefield. So it would be sort of nice if that picked up my Armadillo guy instead of me putting it back in hand, but I think that's a bit greedy. Getting Rutstein back on the field is good enough. Although then there's no creature... Oh, he can pick up the Plunderer. I see. Okay. Targeting yourself, presumably? Nope. Bronze players never learn. Alright. Great. That is a big help, I think. Go back for more as well. Okay. Permanent into hand. I want the tap crime land, I think. And go to discards. Well, yeah, I guess that is true. I don't want to discard this, even though I have back for more. I want to be able to cast it, trade it, back for more it, like, right? Let's discard a forest. I have just unlimited cards. I need to not die, though. Right now, they're not threatening to kill me, so I'm pretty comfortable in that regard, but they're the kind of deck that should do things to try to kill me, you would think. Jund. Yeah, those are the only colors we've seen. What is this? 4 mana. This is the, like, exile? Oh, no. Okay. Oh, they're just killing Rutstein. That's fine. Sort of. I mean, they get in for 6, which I don't appreciate. Actually, let's just put a stop to that. I don't mind if you die. Starting to regret putting the crime land in hand. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I should I could have just put it back in hand and then discarded it, and it would be kind of the same as putting a different thing in hand. But okay, they've used up 2 big pieces of removal already, and I have a 7/7 with ward 3. So hopefully they have some trouble with this. But if they don't, I'm bringing it back again. Yeah, and the crime land is fine, right? Like, it's only 6 mana to back for more, but I'd prefer 7 mana, so I can hold up Snakeskin Veil. What is this? 4 mana, kill a creature. Okay, well, they had 7, so they were able to do it. Yeah, this should have just been a swamp, I think. Kill the lifelinker or kill this, do you think? Or maybe wait. Yeah, let's wait. Let's just develop a couple creatures. Take it easy. I have throw from the saddle as well. Like, a 3/3 and a 3/1 are not totally trivial for them to deal with. Or I could use this to kill, I don't know. I think killing this is worth my time. They just have unlimited shit, huh? No, I will not allow this. I would love to save this for my giant guy, but my life total is in too much peril to allow them to kill this. It is sort of tempting to delay on this, isn't it? And just, like, kill everything while they're empty-handed. I think that makes sense. Does this do anything? No. I finally got one creature to stick, and that was what I needed, basically. They had so much removal. And, like, removal that does face damage as well. Very, very good stuff over there. I'm not really in any rush, I think, to play back for more. Just save that for when they play something that's going to actually win the game. Like, I'm not going to play it to kill a 2/2. What the hell? My guy! Crime and punishment. Put target creature onto the battlefield under your control. I don't appreciate that. That's what I get. Who knew I needed to play around that? Okay. What do I do? I guess I draw and plan a double block. If I attacked, it would be a 6/7, and that's not really anything. Because this is a sorcery. If it were an instant... Oh, hang on. No, if I put a counter on it and had it fight, I couldn't... Yeah, I can't have it saddle and then attack, triggering, and then cast this. There's no way to order that. What an insane top deck. You can't be too mad. The format's full of insane cards. But that sure was a very... Are you kidding me? A very suitable one for the moment. Okay. But now I can kill that. It costs 3 life, but such is the way of things. Oh, this is a punch. Right. Actually, do I want to put the counter here? No. Still not really any good creatures. I still don't have a good attack. Ah! The creatures are so big. A 6/5. Okay, but now I can, like, saddle up and swing. Yeah. Oh, I don't like that. I sort of hoped I would get to trade with something, but I don't know. We'll figure something out. Ooh. Any creatures that I want to dig up here? Not really. I mean, there's some good ones that are already in the graveyard. Oh, wait. Colossal Rattleworm you can dig up? That seems like cheating. Ah. I could bring back Rutstein and then have the Rattleworm enter my hand to be played later. Can I afford to be that slow? I think yes. Oh, yeah, still 12 cards left in deck, so that's fine. Okay. That's very good. Okay, we got him. Finally, the bigger creatures prevailed. They stole my 7/7. Oh man, that was so mean. I was so ready to just back for more, and it's like, oh, I'll just relax. There's nothing bad that can happen to me. I'll keep this in the graveyard so I can kill whatever they do. Little did I know, the one thing they were going to top deck was take your opponent's 7/7 out of his graveyard and put it into play. Under your control. Rude. Steve Saigai. Great hand. We've got a 2 and a 3. That's better than we usually have. And a 4 as well. And it's a great 4. Blue. I don't like that very much. Which is to say, it's a good card, and I wish they didn't have it. I have Throw from the Saddle, though. That should be okay. It's a forest I want, right? I mean, yeah, I have a swamp, and that's all I ever need, so sure, give me the forest. Bing bong, it's a 3/3. Not incredible, it could be bigger, but I'll take it. Oh, they're actually casting a spell? What? Why? Huh. It's a 3/3. ETB, and then, okay, it's only ETBs, nothing else. So... I don't think I want to throw this from the saddle, because I don't care about it, right? Got another. Good. And now we can slam the Rattleworm, excuse me. And it's kind of like, what are they supposed to do? If they don't cast a spell to animate this thing, then, like, congratulations, but, like, I have a 6/5. So they kind of have to cast a spell to deal with that, and that means this still isn't doing anything. You would think this deck would be running some flash stuff, so they could benefit from making this into a 3/3. Okay, plot. There it is. So they're just not going to deal with it. That's the plan. Great. I did this wrong. I should have crewed. No. Well, actually... Okay, we win. There wasn't really a good way to crew this, or saddle this, and then saddle the one that's attacking, which would be the way to maximize its power. Because I just didn't have enough creatures left to tap to saddle both of them and still get in the attacks I wanted. Yeah, can't let that 6/5 just sit there. I mean, arguably, that's not why they conceded. It was because the mount was getting out of control. But, I don't know. They were both a big problem. Benyuka. Backwards, Akuneb. I don't know what any of it means. I keep. Sentry into, like, plot alchemist, I guess, is the idea. So this can attack for 6 damage on turn 3. It's a wolf, huh? It looked like a cat to me, but I hadn't looked very closely. Now that I do, I see it as clearly a wolf. Journey to Nowhere on my 3/3. Okay, if you say so. Sure. I could use some spells if that's okay with you. Yeah, you would be foolish to block, obviously, because I represent a trick, and the upside is basically nothing. Well, I don't know, it's 4 life. If they care about 4 life, they might try blocking, but this thing can generate a lot of life eventually, so sure. Ooh, yeah, a lot of life immediately, in fact. No, it's saddle 3, so they can't just saddle up and hit for 3 lifelink. It's only 1. Well, I mean, this will be a big spell when it finally resolves. But if they can just counter it, I'm going to cry in my oatmeal. I don't know, maybe I should have held this back. But I think it's sort of in their interest to crew, right? Uh-oh. Wily Duke is a very good card. She just draws and gains life every turn for free as long as you have some mounts. He? I think it's probably he, actually. I couldn't figure out, like, if this is based on any real life or mythological character outside of the Magic universe. My best guess was I found, like, there was some wild... there was some like, person called Willy Boy, who was... I couldn't quite understand it from the Wikipedia article, what was going on there. Oh, they're not countering this, at least. But I didn't see any strong correlation between this and what I read in the Wikipedia article for Willy Boy, so maybe it's just a different thing. This is hard to deal with, Ward 3. But not impossible. And even if they don't deal with it, they can just keep saddling up. Oh my god, really? What is this? It can't be a board clear. What? It can't be like a deal 6. I don't know. I'm trying to get rid of the lifelinker. I don't think blue-white or green-white has an effect that's like damage, destroy a creature that was damaged this turn. I mean, but they could have a +3/+3, which is why I don't want to block here, or something like that anyway. I don't know what the tricks in the format are. I just want to kill this one, I think. Is their plan to just race me? And, like, they don't have a way to kill this? I see. So they just get it back anyway, whatever I block. I see. That's annoying. Well... let's surveil. I have an 8/8 I can attack with and a 7/7 I can block with, so that's something, I guess. The problem is Wily Duke is still getting value even if they can't attack me at all. And they probably can. Right, like this can already become a 3/7. Which is currently not big enough to escape my 7/7, but if they play any more mounts, it will be. Gonna throw me from the saddle or something? You don't have enough mana to do that yet. What is this? Archangel of Tithes. It's pretty upsetting. Okay, well, I have a lot of mana lying around, so maybe it'll be fine. It's too many flyers, though. Should have paid with colorless, I guess. Oh, it has Death Touch. I'm so bad. They should put a big old arrow marker on these guys like they did for Reach. Well, I don't know. That was obviously a bad play. It does seem hard to imagine that I could ever win, though, even if I had kept that back, right? This isn't a mount, at least. Is this a mount? No. Don't. Okay. Well, let's kill the lifelinker, I guess. Or try to. The one that can get very large, in particular. Hopefully Snakeskin Veil lets me live through this, but, I mean, I'm going to 1 here. So it's not going to take much to finish me off. Yeah. Okay. Oh, it has to target a creature I control. Okay. So is that 6/3 or 6/2? I don't remember. Do we get another shot? We do. All right. That was a tough, tough deck to deal with. They had so much aggression. It's interesting that Green-White's theme is like not tokens for a change. It's horses. It's usually tokens or counters. Yeah, 1/1 counters is a common green-white thing. I think there have even been formats with like life gain or enchantments or something. Oh yeah, like Kamigawa Neon Dynasty was enchantments. That's true. But I was thinking of like way back in the day when they had Constellation and stuff. Way back before I mean, I played in like Alpha, but not with any kind of like what you would call playing. You know, when I rejoined the Magic world like 4 years ago or something, 3, I don't know. Was long after the whole Constellation thing was gone and no longer in Standard, but like that was, I believe, a green-white mechanic. Guy makes a hell of a noise, by the way. A Badger Beast Mount. I guess that must be the Badger noise. How many other Badgers are there in this game? There must be more than just that one. Yeah, there are 8 beasts. Oh yeah, Bog Badger, that's right, from DMU. That's the only one of these I recognize, I think. What was the one from the 6/5 trample land cycler in Neon Dynasty? That was a dog, right? Okay, kind of rude of you to do that, if I'm being honest. Nope. Want to make sure I hit a land. Got it. Oh, I have a desert, by the way. Good to know. Loot. I don't presently have anything to deal with this. It's just a 1/2. Number of card types among other non-land permanents, so 1. So they're going to exile a card, and they can play it if they want. There's no creatures in here, so Rutstein's probably a bad play. Looks like we're just playing the 4-drop, right? Let's attack first. I like buttered toast. Good to know. Thanks for the heads up. Oh my gosh, what a hit. It's a great card. Although, I mean, at the moment, our 4/4 is kind of contesting pretty well. Oh god, these have double strike. I forgot. ETB or attack. I mean, I can swing here, but I can't. I have to play something else if I want to. I have to play something if I want to be able to saddle. Maybe. Oh, jeez. I mean, I can put a counter on this. Or I could play these two. Counter here doesn't do much against double striking 2/2s. I think I gotta just play the Cactarantula. Try to present a threat they can't really deal with. This trades for a damn 2/2 token, but what can you do? I need to whittle away their board, and I do have ways to pick stuff back up, so it's not the end of the world to lose that. Oh yeah, they have a creature now, of course. Loot is so gross. I mean, it's only Ward 1, if I could find a way to deal with it. But they're just getting so much card draw. And this is just making stuff for free. I don't know. I could have not crewed or not saddled, and then this would be available to block as a 6/5. But the counter seemed good. Oh, wow, yeah. Turns out that 6th toughness really mattered. Another ox. I hate this thing. Okay, we can throw one of these from the saddle. Which one is upsetting me more? I mean, loot is the real problem, right? They're both a real problem. But 2/2 double strikers I can block. Them drawing 3 cards a turn, or 4 cards a turn, I need help. So let's get a mount in play. And see if we can deter some of that aggression. Or just value in general. I don't know. It's pretty miserable over here. And they didn't even, like, play a bunch of fixing deserts. They just, like, slammed a 3-color rare with very little help. Well, I mean, I'm really glad I put the counter on this. But I don't know that it's going to be enough. Kill you, take 9. They have more? Of course they do. I'll draw a card. I can get it back in play with Rutstein, I think. That's something, I guess. This doesn't have double strike now that the guy's dead. That does help a lot. Triggered ability triggers, it goes again. So if this attacks while saddled, this gets 2 counters. That is a problem. No lands in here. Okay. So if I Rutsteined, I could only cast 1 creature spell. If I play this, I can also only cast 1 creature spell. Or if I don't play Rutstein. I can play Rutstein plus something, or I could just play 4 2/1s. And I think that's the answer right now. To do this before I start taking stuff out of my graveyard. Until the end of your next turn? Are you kidding me? Okay. Am I dead? What's happening? Oh, yeah. Roxanne made 2 rocks. Because of this. Okay, well, we got to see what a real deck looks like. We were doing pretty well. I'm perfectly happy with how that deck performed, of course. It felt pretty unfair when we were winning. And it felt unfair when we were losing, but not, like, because my deck was good, more because theirs was. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.